Welcome to episode 12, Becoming Bullyproof, here at the Bulletin with Sumoné.
Thank you so much for having me.
You know, we've nearly in the end of the series. I think by now people should start to know that there is a little bit of bullying going on, how to handle it, and how to identify it. But how do they break the cycle? I think that's the worst part of it all. Now, I've got, again, a few questions, and I'm going to put my glasses away. Everybody's known me now without glasses because otherwise I can't read. How does a bullying cycle actually look, and how can someone consciously choose to stop the cycle instead of just pushing the herd forward?
Yeah, so absolutely. And once again, thank you so much for the privilege. I think I started every episode with that, but it's been really such a journey for me as a person being through bullying behavior, as well as spreading the word from a personal and professional perspective. And my heart is actually sore for this series coming to an end because I really enjoyed it so much. And I really hope that somewhere out there it touched a heart or two. So with regards to your first question, yes, absolutely. How do we break the cycle? So we've dealt with, what is bullying, identifying targets, hidden wounds behind the school gates, whatever it might be. But what now? So if we quickly just revisit the whole cycle of bullying, bullying patterns is there, and bullying will be there in every aspect of our lives, whether you are in school, whether you're in a workplace, employees, whatever it might be, right? So you can just walk in Spar and people will touch your, ankle with a trolley and you will think it's bullying behavior. So how do I break the cycle? So firstly, we can look from the perspective of a fire that is actually spreading. And that is the most easiest way to explain the cycle, right? If we think of a fire that spreads, and it's winter time now, firing in the...
Quite a good example for
yes, absolutely. So it starts with I want to say like a bit of a spark, right? So the spark happens, and that is the initial original hurt that the bully might experience. So I'm now referring to specifically the behavior of a bully. This could be rejection, humiliation, whatever it might be. That spark turns into a bit more of perhaps
slightly bigger fire.
Yes, okay, but I want to call it something else, more of, almost like the flames that starts now. And that is usually our indication of our internal behavior, our internal experiences that starts to happen. And then after that, it's more of the spread of that now. So now I experience this internal things, I'm putting it down onto someone else. I'm hurting.
Because a spark needs to go to a flame first.
100%. So I'm putting my hurt onto someone else. Then it spreads, okay? But now we already dealt with that. We already discussed that in our previous episodes. We are now at the breaking the cycle. So we are at the, where's your fire extinguisher? Bring some water. Call the fireman, whatever it might be. So how do I break that? Create a safe space. Talk about acceptance. It's okay to feel this. Have more empathy. There's a lot of things that we can go on and we can list the list.
But we've spoken about it for the past 11 weeks already. Actually, 12 because we had the intro as well. But we've actually, if people go back now and they start putting this all together, they can actually see the cycle.
100%.
So we've covered the cycle to an extent. It's just difficult to catch it into one sentence.
Yes.
All right, that cuts that one short, eh? How can a person transform painful experiences of bullying into empathy, leadership, and emotional strength rather than anger or revenge? This is an easy one in a sense, because that's what we choose. A lot of times we choose revenge and anger.
Yes. So the whole thing of looking at the child now, let's take, for example, your own child is being bullied, right? And they get home after a school day and they tell you like, Dad, I've been bullied. The first thing that comes to mind is go back and hit that person that bullied you. And then tell your teacher that I said that you need to do that. That's revenge. And it's just causing more problems with our fire that's busy burning and spreading.
Sounds like what I would have done.
Yeah, well, okay, so
Point taken.
because I mean, obviously you want to put your child first, right? And you want to protect your child. And that is the first thing that will come to mind because that is your protection and you want to protect them. But no, please don't do that. Okay,
Yeah.
please don't do that. So what we can do, and I mean referring back to the whole thing of our plant that we discussed, if a person that is being bullied, they have a deep sense of empathy. They know how it feels, and they surely won't ever want to put that pain and that hurt that they experience onto someone else. Okay, so referring back to the whole idea of the plant and the stormy weathers, their roots are really strong. It's stronger than any person that have been through any storm because they have experienced it all. Maybe it was cyber, child bullying, school bullying, whatever it might be. But they can use their heart roots to actually guide and lend a hand to someone else that's being bullied. So taking the experience that you have experienced and actually putting it onto someone else's hurt as to what you have learned to guide someone else through their pain that they are currently experiencing. Yeah.
You know, I made a joke about something that I would have done. It was a reaction that I had when my child was bullied.
Yes.
But what was nice is she never did what I told her to do.
Yes.
Good thing, number one. Thumbs up for that one. But I think the confidence just to know that she can defend herself.
Yes.
Because it was a physical approach that the bully had. And the fact that she had confidence to actually say no, stop the bully from doing something.
Absolutely.
It's not, please don't teach them to hit somebody. I'm not saying that.
No.
It worked in my case, but it will not work in 99 other cases. No. Okay, so don't do it. But what I'm saying is you need to get that confidence back and say, this is enough. We're not going to go anywhere with this.
Absolutely. And I mean, on that note, her confidence was so strong because her roots were strong and she have experienced what it felt like before to be bullied. And she knows that going for revenge or just go hit him or her, whatever it might be, just might cause more problems. So let me step back, think about my roots and think on how I can actually help them into the right direction.
I must say that I never told her to go and hit them. I said, defend yourself.
Yes.
and this is the way you do it. But we don't do that. And she still, if she hits me now, it gives me a blue mark. So I taught her, well, please don't do this. Please don't do it. All right. What practical habits can schools, families, and friendship groups build to create environments where bullying loses its power?
Yeah, so
I like this question.
That is actually our main aim of this whole process and these episodes that we have done. I mean, obviously, we want to take something home. So it's one thing to say, but create a safe space, find a balance, don't power imbalance, whatever it might be. But we want to actually find a positive solution for this. So
it's easy saying getting the solution, but it's not so easy finding it.
100%. And that's the thing, right? In school settings, I mean, there's a lot of kids in a school setting. There's bullying happening right now, and teachers and other children, they are not aware of it. Okay, so create that space that is anonymous, that people can actually report bullying behavior. Have open conversations regarding bullying behavior. I mean, if you sit there, and most probably some people feel like if they just see a video of me, another bullying behavior episode, but that is what it's all about. We want to reach that point because then we know that you and us had a breakthrough on bullying behavior, and we know now how to identify and follow these patterns to actually eliminate them.
I like what you said, that speak about it.
Yes.
I think one part, yes, I said habits that schools do. Schools can talk far more about bullying. Yes. I don't think in schools we talk enough about it.
No.
And the reason I'm saying that is because also your teachers need to know as well.
Yes.
And if you speak about it, then they also learn about the bullying behavior.
Yes.
And I think that's a very good way of creating that space.
Yes. And that's my question, right? Where does bullying start?
Yeah. It starts with all the things we've said already. I didn't want to start the whole conversation again. We've had 11 weeks. please revisit them all. It's on YouTube as well, on the Bulletin channel, and you can also see it on here. And what you can do is revisit them every once in a while and go and have a look. And if you don't know, contact Sumoné and make an appointment and go in for a consultation. I think that's most probably one of the best ways of doing this. If you feel like you need something, I think the videos revisiting them is just to say, all right, I need something. Once you've realized that, make the appointment. All right. How does learning healthy emotional regulation help break the cycle of bullying and reactive behavior? This is big words for me.
Don't worry. Okay, so emotional regulation is one of our key practical skills and tools that we can actually implement for bullying behavior. It comes back to the whole idea that we spoke about on if you are angry, most probably you will stand up, walk away, catch a deep breath, come back and have a clear conversation with me or with someone else. But our bullies, they can't do that. That's the whole idea of I immediately react, and that is out of a fight or flight to keep me safe. So if we can help them to regulate our emotions, in other words, to understand, to acknowledge, and to respond effectively to your emotions, then the whole conversation and the external behavior will look different. Despite mirroring behavior that we spoke about, despite environmental factors, their external behavior will look different. So how can they regulate themselves? I mean, obviously taking a deep breath, walking away, coming back, a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique that really works well. And I'm giving a couple of practical tools as well. But it's really just to see or observe 5 things that you can actually see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can, smell, and then 1 thing that you can taste. So through that whole process, it brings us back to the present moment. And we want to implement that in order for emotional regulation and to calm our bullies down.
These are warm tips. You must hot tips, not warm tips, hot tips. Please write them down. All right, then I think the last question before we go to very exciting announcements and so on. If someone wants to become a cycle breaker in their community, what attitudes, actions, and conversations should they start practicing today?
Yeah, so we all have the abilities and capabilities to be the fire extinguisher in someone's life. I mean, obviously, if I walk into a room and someone is bullying someone else, I know how it feels. And most probably I will stop that. We don't want to do this anymore. That causes more harm, and please stop. So every one of us can be a cycle breaker. It really just takes time to be, have open conversations, open up the space for safety, be that safety for someone else, motivate that bullying is not right, and also be that someone can come to say, listen here, I am bullied. You are my safe space. Exactly. Be more empathetic. Accessibility. Have that conversations on, it is okay to do something that is not right, but we can do something to respond more effectively to it. And the whole question of don't do that to someone else if you don't want it to be done to you.
That's quite important.
Really just leaving it there because.
But I heard of a school once, and I think one of our schools have implemented at one stage, and they're going to hug me bench.
Yes.
That helps as well.
Yes.
It might also help that you have a teacher that says, all right, every break or long break, there'll be a teacher in this specific area. And while they're in this specific area, you can go and have a chat.
Yes. And usually that is our youth workers or people within the school setting. And now that you mentioned about the whole safety setting, I mean, a nice thing that we can also do, but not really applicable to school settings, is the hug me situation. So you take a blanket and you really wrap it around yourself and you give yourself a hug. And that is the whole effect of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique as well. It calms you down, it gives you safety, and it releases that oxytocin that helps you to not have that external behavior. So there's a lot of things. And like I said, we can continue this conversation for the whole night, but there's a lot of things that we can do. And I think throughout the whole series that we had together, we really gave some practical tools and skills to implement, not only for the bullies, but also for people that is being bullied.
Now, on that note, let's tell them some good news.
Yes.
Because up to now, we've been very serious with a lot of things and so on. But on the next episode, next week, we are aiming to bring a live video. Not a live video, a live broadcast.
Yes.
We are also trying to have a nice surprise, like maybe a guest speaker. We don't want to say who, because they haven't said yes yet, because we haven't asked yet. That's also the thing. But no, yeah, it's like changing our chairs. So what we're going to do is we'll try and get people to be able to phone in. If that's not going to work, we're going to get you to send your messages in. You can do it now already, start this week. Or while we're actually busy, you can type comments into the comment section and we'll call them up and we can actually broadcast them on top. Or if maybe we shouldn't, because sometimes people don't want to put their names in, but what we can do is we can respond to questions directly. So we're gonna have a live broadcast for the last episode, and then we hope that there's somebody that will actually come with their questions and we can answer, and we won't cut it short like we're doing it now. We'll go 15, 20 minutes or maybe half an hour, as long as we have interaction. And then when that stops, we'll call it a day. But we'll give everybody a chance to respond and ask the questions that they want to ask.
Yes, and that is fantastic, and I'm really excited for that. And I just want to clear the air that this is not a therapeutic session. This is really just to end off the process, to give you, the opportunity throughout all the episodes that we had now and we've discussed. Maybe there's something on their hearts that they feel, but I don't want to comment on the video, but I want to actually send an anonymous message. And please do that. Then we will be able to respond in that video.
Yeah, we're not going to do a consultation.
No.
We'll give some direction.
Yes.
Yeah, that's maybe easier saying it than saying a consultation, because again, we cannot do the consultations on air.
Yes.
We're not in America where they have these live broadcasts of with Dr. Phil.
Yes.
Telling people how bad they are. We're not there. Okay, so we're not going to do that. But what we'll do is we'll try and give some direction, see if we can get some answers or help where we can. And if all goes well, we'll have a guest speaker, and we'll see how that goes.
Yes.
And we'll make that available, that info available in the next day or so, and then you can join. And we'll make a time as well, set a perfect time for everybody. So we'll set the time, we'll set the guest speaker if they say yes, and you can plan your advert, your questions. I was going to say advert, your questions.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for watching us tonight, the 12th episode, Breaking the Cycle. And remember, speak up and seek help if you need.
Yes, please do.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.
Ek wag nog vir my vrou.